On me nos engrais les gars. Dosi. This is the ganda. Yeah, me daga. Yobo kwa ke plein là qui d'abord wo kede Giposia. Nina. Ebi me hole ginge. Desire, the fund we have, this is a men that give all land free of charge to make funding. They say make fund free. Well, you get a old man earlier out of the memo. What a man won't dear. Man won't dear. Put them on see them are not dressing like that. Boo, my tally, no. Them are so not the company. Then you come again, dressing Bamakawa, Ibange. Can't put their fat like that. So, Pare is who? What in them Biamiga? He is our nephew. Yeah, so they see where they behaving, the how other they behave. They will come on your feet, lie down there, it's harmless. If you have two of you have $10, you put it all there and you leave. That's our culture. I told you, you are kind of learning the culture of your tribe and yourself. Thank you very much. So now you can now come to talk to your people.
Katuo. Katuo. Ntole Deconti. Ozi Josiah. Undase Edwin Nessian. Inoko say Doris Barty Nessian. Ugo Gipo. Thank you very much for the welcome. Thank you all of you, and thank you Gipo. I came to see where I came from and to learn about where I'm from. And as you can see, I've been trying my best to learn. And I've learned very small, but with much more to learn. So thank you very much for your patience with me and for the welcome. It's strange to think that this is where my life began. This is where my life began, in Gipo. And from Gipo, I being a representative of Gipo, my foot have traveled from Gipo across to America. And to know that through me, Gipo, we have traveled far, and we got farther to travel. I don't got much memory of being in Gipo or being in Liberia. My memory are very scattered from Liberia. But I remember when I was climbing up the steps to get on the plane to go to America, I didn't want to turn around. But in the back of my head, I knew I was going to have to come back. When I got to America, I ended up in a very small and closed community. And being in Gipo, the community that I ended up in America is similar to Gipo. It was made up of farmers, hunters, and various other trade people. Very small community. And amongst 2,000 to 5,000 people, I was one of a few black people or Africans in all of my community. Right now, it is rare to see any white people around us. And I came from this to go into a community that it was rare to see black people. So from the age of 9 years old to it was rare for me to be around my people. And I had to struggle to learn a new culture, to learn to speak in a new language and all that. From elementary, I was amongst white students. And when we studied, I sat and I knew if I was not there, they would still be learning the same thing. So I did not take the teachings as for me. I just took it that I was there and I was part of it. And over time, I learned to accept the teachings because that's the tool I needed to make it in that society. And throughout, I was homesick always. I was always homesick. But I knew I was too far away. My mom tells stories of me living with my auntie in Liberia, and I used to run away from my auntie to come see her. But in America, I couldn't do that because I was too far away. So I had to focus and get to know where I was from. And throughout my school, throughout my time in America, everywhere I went, I had to represent. I had to represent Africa because in my community, in my schools, some people have never met a black person. Some people have never seen an African. And most of them, 90% of them, had never been to Africa. So every question they had about Africa, they would come and ask me, a 9-year-old child from Gipo, they would come and ask me. And what do I know? You know, what do I know? So the few things I knew, I shared as best as I could. And what I didn't know, I read. I went to the library and I read all the books on Africa that I could find, just to learn about where I was from. And I still was not satisfied. And I knew that for me to be truly satisfied, I had to come back and study for my people myself. I was aware that I had siblings in the States. There's 9 of us from this house in the States, adopted by 5 different families across 4 different states. And being one of the oldest with one above me, somehow God put it in me to want to find them. And I try my best. I try my best to find them. 2017, I graduated high school. And I wanted to come to Liberia. I wanted to come to Liberia in 2017. My graduation money that people give me as gifts, I put it aside. I said I want to use this money to go to Liberia. But that was my goal. I spoke about setting goals. That was my goal. 2017, I wanted to come to Liberia. But I couldn't come to Liberia because I had siblings that I have not seen yet. I had family that I was expected to see, but I had not seen yet. So I put the plan aside. It was not until 2 months ago, before I came to Liberia, that I saw the last 2 of the Nessians in the States. So it took me 27 years to accomplish that goal. The goal of coming to Liberia and the goal of meeting all my families in the States. It took me 17 years to do that. So even if you set goal, just know when you set the goal, it's possible. Once you start, it is possible. It's just a matter of when. Once you set a goal, it is possible. It's just a matter of when. And the accomplishment of your goals is dependent on your mental health and the heart of your health. If you're not in the right mind, the accomplishment of your goals is dependent on your mental health and your emotional health. If you're not in the right mind or in the right space spiritually or emotionally, you're going to challenge to accomplish that goal. It's going to take you time. So that is the relationship between health and goal setting. So 17 years, I was challenged. My spirit was sick because of growing up away from my mother, from my father, not knowing how to make sense of what brought me to America and what the purpose was. And year after year, as I work on my mind, as I work on my heart, and as I work on my spirit, the picture became more clear and more clear. It wasn't until Joshua reached out to me and he said he was working on an organization with the family. And then I knew I was meant to help my family prosper. Not just my family, but help my country, Liberia, prosper. I looked everywhere to see where to start. I got friends that said, come join me. Let's work on this thing. But I knew if I was going to start contributing to the development of Liberia, there was no better place to start than in my own household. Now that I'm here, I'm thankful to be welcomed by you people and to be shared the story with me about who we are and where we're from. And I'm looking forward to working with you to accomplish the goals that not just benefit our household, but benefit people and benefit Liberia as a whole. Thank you very much.